How's everyone doing tonight? Just getting started over here. Getting all set up for drawing. Got to let my song finish because my brain will be very upset with me if I don't. Am I? Yeah, I'm not muted, but I think my microphone's a little bit low and my headphones are a little bit high. Let's see how that does. All right. Good enough. Okay. Over to Photoshop. So, hopefully everyone's doing all right tonight. As scheduled, we are going to be inking over our Nessie sketch, which I don't have any of them named because I'm a fool. And this is the soft toy Nessie. And she is, I think, a little bit sad and sleepy looking. To my way of thinking anyway. Make her a little bit bigger, I think. It has been quite a day. Quite a several days, actually. And there's my cat yowling. He's very funny. I will coil up these pipe cleaners for him, and he'll bat them around and play with them. And if he loses one, or if he smashes it or whatever, then he just absolutely throws a fit and can't be I'm getting a spam call. Let's turn the sound off the phone. I had to do a test stream on my phone earlier to see if it was going to work properly because I had some issues every time that I've ever started streaming. And I thought, well, maybe if I just, you know what? Look at me right off the bat, just completely messing up. Anyway, if Kitty, lad's boy, doesn't have a baby to roll around and bat and squash, then he just absolutely loses his mind. And it's quite sad. But probably one of the kids will help him out with it. I think we're going to give her some little kind of cute raised nostrils. And for that, we're going to give ourselves a second layer here. For a little bit of depth. We'll erase that line later. That'll be quite good. It might be a little bit too far away for it to look right. I want her to have kind of a snout going on. Maybe one that sort of looks like cute eyes as well. My hands do not want to work today. I have had just I can't say it's been really a bad week or anything like that, but it's not been. I think I'll just leave it. It doesn't really need that extra texture. I don't like what it's doing. Can't say it's been a bad week. Work's been about the same level of busyness as it ever is. Got some stuff going on the personal side of things, which I could certainly, sometimes things just don't turn out the way you want them to or the way you expected. And then you have to go back and deal with that. It can be tricky. Nessie's going to be quite a bit simpler even than some of the other ones that I've done. She's just lots of big round shapes, and I'm not super good with those. I'm not super good with large round strokes, unfortunately. No, that's alright. My multi-stream chat doesn't seem to be working. Maybe it is. I can't tell. Maybe we'll just... Maybe this is the thing I've broken tonight. It's not showing up. So, oh, no, there it is. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. It went to all three on my side. That's useful to know. It does chat to everyone wherever they're watching from. That's quite helpful, actually. Very good. Anyway, point being, I'm going to be all over the place and just kind of not really all here because my brain's in 47 places at once, unfortunately. And that's just how it do, I guess. I think Nessie has kind of a bit of a sad look about her. Why might the Loch Ness Monster be sad? Don't really have a reason for her to look sad. She's really more meant to look just very, very tired because she kind of looks the way I feel all the time. That one was actually coming off the line quite nicely, and then I went and mucked it up, didn't I? That's all right. But this is a good way to practice for these big round shapes. And maybe I'll get better at it in time. See, I've started off on the wrong line here. I thought she'd be cute to have kind of a little bit of a, you know how teddy bears have kind of a lighter color belly usually. I thought that would be a cute feature for her to have. That was going so well. That's all right. Let's get the rest of her. Well, no, not really, because if I do that, then I'm not going to have the depth that I want if I finish this off and then have the other. So, we're just going to go with it, and however it comes out is how it comes out, and then we'll redo it 6 times and be annoyed, and that's just how it's going to be. That's okay. I do deeply apologize for just not being all hair. Yesterday I took off of my day job sort of for a, what's the word, mental health day. And I did a lot of things around the house, did all the laundry and that sort of thing. And then today is my normal day off. So I took the youngest kiddo to the library and we had a nice time. Got fresh library cards. I haven't had those in several years. Youngest and I have read to each other for years, of course, but getting them to read themselves has been a bit trickier. Not really a special interest, as you might call it. So with that, I'll still read, bedtime stories, usually just silly little things, and we'll do voices. We'll read Frog and Toad and that sort of thing before bed, and the Dragon Breath books and some others like age appropriate sort of stories. But aside from that, it hasn't been something that youngest has really shown a lot of interest in. So imagine my delight when a couple of weeks ago he comes to me and says, "Well, we've got to go to the library." And I said, "Okay, well, it will have to wait until one of my days off of work so I can devote the right amount of time to it. And we can have a good, long visit there. You can properly explore and everything like that." And so that's what we did today. And with our fresh, shiny new library cards, we were able to get 4 books for our first try. And upon returning them, we'll get to take basically as many as we want next time. But imagine, if you will, how excited the youngest child was to learn that one of the television programs that we watched recently on Netflix, The Last Kids on Earth, was actually a book series. I've not put any of these stitches on a different layer as I normally do, so that's going to be okay. We're not going to fuss about it too much. So they got that one and The Secret Garden, which that one shocked me. I'm not sure where they learned about The Secret Garden, probably on a YouTube video if I had to guess, but I was not expecting that as one that they would have enjoyed or chosen. They got, upon my recommendation, The Afternoon of the Elves. That was one of my favorites when I was a kid. And The Dragon Breath book 2. No, we didn't find that one. We had to put that one on reserve because they didn't have it. But it should be back by the time we go back to the library. So that will be good. Well, I can definitely say that I'm getting faster with this. It's only been 20 minutes, and that's not bad. I do think, however, that most of my lines went on the wrong layer. So we'll have to remedy that a bit. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Nope, that's the wrong. That's also the wrong way. I'm telling you guys, I'm not all here tonight. And unfortunately, uh, Thursdays appear to be a day where a lot of other people also stream at the same time. So I'm not sure I'm going to get very much of an audience tonight, which is a shame. I'm very likely going to go ahead and do a flat color on this one as well, because it's gone so quickly, and perhaps I'll go back and start flat coloring one of the others. So, okay, I wondered why it wasn't connecting, but it's just not close enough, and that's all right. Smooth that out a bit, but now also even up the line some, I guess. So anyway, that was today's adventure, a library visit. And I'm sure there will be many more adventures to come in that realm, since apparently books are now our friends, which is marvelous. Quite happy about that. What colour should she be? I was thinking she would be very cute in purple. Some shades of purple. I imagine that there's not a lot going on in chat at the moment. And so because of that, it may be a time when I just decide without any input, which is fine. Could talk a little bit about Nessie. The Loch Ness Monster is famous for being apparently a plesiosaur in the lake Loch Ness, not the Lake Loch Ness, but as it's called in Scotland. And I'm trying to remember when she was allegedly first discovered. And naturally, my Google is being ridiculous. First attested in 1933, so she's almost 100 years old. And there's quite a famous picture of her floating in the lake. I suppose from 1933, and just sort of looking serene. And who knows if she's real? Certainly, I like to think so. Certainly, for our purposes, she's real. It's too small. The other lines were 20 pixels, weren't they? So 12 simply won't do. Yeah, that's better. Cleaned up her eyes a bit. Let's pop over here and see. Nope. Still just one lovely follower. Thank you so much to whoever's viewing. You're definitely doing the Lord's work. That's the eraser button. What am I like? Now that I think on it, it might be recording myself as the viewer because I checked my stream on my phone before officially starting. And what am I like? There's something off about this bit that I'm just not sure about. And I'm gonna have to play around with it a bit. It's not giving the right look of the roundness of a soft toy. So we'll futz around with that just a bit. Maybe we'll just bring it off there, but that doesn't make her neck look long enough. I did give this version of Nessie something of a stumpy neck, and I thought it was cute. Some people might disagree, but I thought it would be very charming for her to have not a crazy long neck in her plushy form, her stuffy. There's so many different words for a soft toy. But this one's gone very fast. So we'll move right into flat color. And we'll need a group for that. Flat color. And we're going to have a dark purple. Well, probably just a normal purple, like a royal. And then probably like a lavender or lilac, something in that realm. And maybe we'll give her some mint green eyes. And we're going to need some white, of course. And honestly, I've got to fix it. Can you please stop Windows button? I'm sure there's a way to disable that, but oh no, those are all on the same layer. That's a bit obnoxious, isn't it? That's alright. We'll sort it. I am getting better at some of the finer points of the way you need to touch the pen to the screen and that sort of thing, which is helpful. So we're just gonna apparently not scroll, are we not? Usually, there it goes. I don't know what it was doing. So we'll just combine our layers here for our ink and start moving into the flat color range. Let's see, her eyebrows. Oh no, eyelids really. I guess we'll do those the same shade as the underbelly. And her snout, of course, will be a different color as well. That's a bit bright. Maybe something which is a bit more red, but not too red. Rather like that. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So we need our purple layer. We need to expand by our extra pixels just a bit. So 5. And then fill it. where all the gaps are covered. And then next, our other details here. And now we're just going to bring this more or less straight up to give it a lighter shade. And modify that as well. That'll be our lilac sort of colour. You know, I think a little bit lighter even than that. I want it to have a bit more contrast, so I'm going to leave it there and maybe over here. Be almost a pink. Not quite. No, not contiguous. Let's do that. Ah, that's nice. That's a cute shade. Quite like that. And now I've got to get into her eyes over here. Did I, in fact? Yeah, I expanded it. Good. I thought I had, but you know, with me not operating on all cylinders today, it's just a bit wonky, unfortunately. What have I done? What is this? Expand. Now we'll do the whites of her eyes. Do, do, do. As you can see here, because we're so close, it's not quite wide enough. So this is one of those cases where it's very useful to, I've already got the pen selected. What am I like? Anyway, just take that and fill it in by hand with the pen, and then we're good. And it's a bit messier than the other lines, but that's okay because it's covered up by the outline. So we don't have to worry about it too much. Now we're going to colour in her irises. Let's pick a nice minty green, I think. Oh, that's beautiful. I really like that. Let's see what that does in contrast. I don't really have a reason for choosing these colours. I just thought they'd look nice together. That's very cute. And we will do an extra layer for the black fill of her eyes. Just in case I should ever need to do something with the inside of those lines for some reason. I can't for the life of me think of a reason that I would need to, but stranger things have happened. So we'll just give ourselves a little bit of room for error there. And it's no harm, no foul. And now we have a very, very sleepy Nessie. I see right here, with her eyes filled in, that this one's a bit small. And it's making her look just a little bit drunk. So what if we undo that final fill here? And we're going to go to our ink layer here. And give her a little bit extra space. So maybe she doesn't look quite so strange. Because we don't want it to look drunk, we want it to look sleepy. And I don't think I've achieved that very well. Mas, how are you, my friend? Hope it's going well. I've just been nonsensically yammering about nothing. Actually, not anything important at all, except for a very exciting library excursion. It's always a pleasure to have you in here. It's quite a silent night. No, that's not going to be right. I want it to be round, just slightly larger. Maybe that'll be big enough. We'll find out. There are only two ways to find out. This being the first one. I don't know why I selected that. I'm just going to draw it in by hand, like we did with the behind bit of the other bit. And then on this layer, fill these back in by expanding it and bringing it back around to black and doing a fill. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Now she doesn't look quite so messed up in the face. Sleepy Nessie, I can relate. How's it going, Blinky? Nice to see you. It's not great art, but it's keeping me from failing to do this project. So this is my little Nessie Stuffie, and I have completely failed to save it in increments, but at least I've got the ink layer that I can look at later. And that was the original sketch. So boop, boop, boop. So since we're already here, we can go to open and come to our, is it the social put? Yeah, this is it. I need, not for a video or YouTube branding. Okay, where is, oh, this is the folder. I was a fool. Need my template file. Here we go. We don't need the fearsome creature this time. Just go ahead and make these up really fast since they're already here. That's export, not save as. I am telling you, I cannot, for the life of me, keep up with my brain today. It's just not working. Eepy creepy branding. And we're just gonna do this. Nessie Stuffie. And now, don't need that. Where is my... Oh, that's right. We were talking last week about how I frequently fail to put things together and clean up after myself in my branding things. So that's fine. It's all good, I guess. Okay. So I was going to link these, and sometimes it'll let me drag stuff and do it more conveniently. Yeah, we've got that this time. That's much better than having to manually size it and hope for the best. So we're going to do this number right here. And now we can unlink them because they're all the same size. And now we've got to select our little circular template. Nope, that's the broken one. We should just go ahead and delete that this time because the last time annoyed us. There's my template to select, and we inverse it, and we will delete this one and this one. Oh, pixels in a group cannot be edited without merging the group. That's alright. Let's just do that then. Merge those layers, that's fine. Did I unselect it? And this one, there we go. So now we have our sketch image to export. Nessie, Stuffie, sketch, and turn on the white layer, turn on the correct white layer for the flat color version. And these are what I use to make little quick videos of the yes, share for preview. That's what I want to do. Or review. I can also read. It's a Christmas miracle. Nessie, Stuffie, ink. Oh my lord. Yeah, Streamlabs. Mass, do you know how to turn off those annoying little things that it says that are rude? Because people can't answer long things for me. They can't spam in caps. They can't share links, which that's usually a good thing because I know people will spam that way, but people like it. People like to yell in chat, and as long as you're not doing it constantly, it doesn't bother me. I suppose we could practice a little bit of giving it some depth. I don't know how to do that, if I'm being completely honest. It's the sort of thing that probably if I practiced a bit, I could figure it out. But I just haven't done that before. Suppose you could play around with it a little bit. I need a group, not a layer. Give me a new group, please. If for no other reason, then just to see what can be done with it. Perhaps we'll play around with it a bit. Because usually I would just use effects or something like that to work with that sort of thing, but I know there are better ways. I've just never tried it before. So maybe we'll just play around with it a little bit and then clean up later. Not a group, a layer. There we go. Now see, what have I done? So we're going to want a big, not very hard. Say 50, maybe something like that. Maybe bigger. Maybe we'll say 120. That's still a bit hard in my opinion. Let's try making that a little bit more like, let's try 15% hardness. This would be good to figure out where we want the light to be coming from. It should be over here. So maybe we just something like that. Maybe. And we'll smear it up afterwards. That's not very smooth right there, is it? I don't know how it's working. It might look fine when we're done. This is just not a thing I'm very familiar with. And of course, it could just be very simple. Let's do another layer. And do the same thing with this guy. Darken it up just a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Little layer here. I have alarmed myself, but I think it's going to be okay. I know what I'm doing in theory. And we'll see if it works or not. And if it doesn't, then we'll just start over and pretend like this never happened. And we'll never speak of it again. I think the tail needs a bit as well. Just a little bit of something going on over here. Perhaps. Please stop hitting that button. I can't. Okay. Pop back over here. Okay. Now is where we decide if I'm very smart or very not very smart. Like how I said that. If I'm very not very smart. It really could go either way. Right. So select that one and delete this. And now look how, actually that's not bad. It's not great, but for having never really done that before, I'm not mad about it. I'm sure there are plenty of notes, but honestly, it's good enough for me just because it's not a thing I'm very familiar with. Clean this up just a small bit over here. Just give it a little bit of a texture. That's the eraser again. What am I like? Again, not the end of the world. This. There we go. Again. That's better. Not half bad. Could be worse, as my father always used to say. And honestly, with this bit, I think we can just clean up the edge by hand, and that would be just fine. I really need to clean my monitor. There are splotches that it looks like it's kind of messed up, but then it actually doesn't go away on the screen. So now, naturally, since I've done the other bit, it's not super great that I'm going to have to resize these two layers, but it won't be that difficult to do it over these existing ones, as long as I've got the flat color on here. And just move this up. Should be fairly easy to size properly and move over. But if not, then you know, can always go back and fix it in post by doing all that over again. But I'm usually pretty okay at finding the right size when I've broken something. Looks like we're almost there now. So close. So very close. I wonder why. There we go. I've done it. And now we can save this as a fifth option. Export this one as Nessie black, and this is shaded color. It's not very super detailed, but I think it's cute. What about you, lovelies? I don't know what Streamlabs is doing. I think it's on crack, honestly. Isn't too bad. Should probably save this actually as the shaded color as well. Shaded color. There we go. That one can go away. So, now we've got that done. Yes, let's fail to clean up after ourselves again. So, we did the inked version of this one a couple weeks ago. And I've just remembered that I forgot to check if my image size. Okay, yeah, I've got the right pixels per inch. That's good. I was considering. Oh yeah, I didn't fix all the little bits, did I? So we might just go ahead and take this and clean her up a bit as well. She's not quite as cute looking as a stuffed toy as the other one. So she might actually wind up being the mascot, and I might simplify her. Because she really does look more like a cat than a soft toy. So I think probably what we'll do is switch gears with her just a little bit. We'll leave the stitching alone. But we already did all the cleanup last week. So I think what we'll do is we'll merge these layers and figure out. I think we'll do kind of a Shere Khan thing with her. No, who was Shere Khan the panther? Or was he a tiger? Well, anyway. Oh, the tiger, where's the tiger? We'll just do a bit of a fill-in on her. Because she's all going to be this nice dark slate grey colour, I think. We'll see how we like it. We might lighten her up a bit, depending. Not sure what colour the Wumpus cat is meant to be, since she's a fearsome creature. And as far as I understand it, more a myth than an actual thing that anyone claims to have ever seen. Oh, how did I miss your whole leg, darling? I found a way. That's how. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's finding a way. And now we're going to give her spiked tail. I was going to go with a lighter grey, but actually I think I'm going to go darker. But not true black. Just to see what that looks like. So we can always change it later. This is why we do more darker grey. Grey. More darker grey. This is why we do things on different layers, so that if there's something that we want to change later, it's much simpler. Oh yeah, I like that with the darker. That's very cool. I have not put these into the colour folder. Flat colours. And now we're going to give her a nice, cute pink nose, because all cats should have a cute pink nose. Although, I have a black cat, and I quite like his nose, and it's quite dark. So, I don't know. We'll try it one way, and if we don't like it, we'll fix it another way. That's how this goes. Modify, expand. We'll put it on the more darker grey. You can still see a bit of the details. It's not too much. Alright, so what if we try that with the pink? Because I do like the idea of her having a pink nose, just because it's cute. Oh yeah, nah, she's got to have a pink nose. It's not really correct on a dark grey cat, but I like it, and it's my drawing. Alright, we're going to give her some bright green eyes, and of course the whites of her eyes need to be actually white, because the background is currently what's showing through there. We can't have that. It would be a crime against nature, or something like that. Who knows? I don't know. I could just be making it up as I go along. I usually am. Expand by 5. And the white layer. Fill that one. And you can't see what I've done, but that's okay because I know it's there. And now it'll show up if we put a different background on or whatever. I have made a tactical error. Oh, no, there it is. It's been an hour since I have had any nicotine. Because I lost it underneath my drawing pad. Okay, now I think what I'd like to do here, perhaps, is to give her a gradient. I think that will look very cool. All right. Oh, now how cool does that look? This is my gold color. Rather like that. Maybe we'll just do this. That's very cool. And we can always change it. It doesn't have to stay grey. We can always give it a different overlay. Kind of gives her a hypnotic look, which I was not expecting. I was just going to put whatever. I was going to make a green gradient, just like a radial fill. And then it did that, and it looks really cool. So I think that might have been a very good idea. Ah, it looks amazing! Special effects are fun. I like them. So here's our flat color. Actually, we're going to do a less dark grey. Less dark grey. And now, do this number, because we want the insides of her ears to be something. But we're just going to do this bit manually. And hit the Windows key again, because that's my favourite thing to do, always. We know this, because I keep doing it. And that's a good thing, isn't it? History brush. Okay. Now that was what we did for the shading in the last one. I think we'll just keep it for this so we get those soft edges. That's a bit low. Let's not do that. And we'll fix around that line a bit. After the fact, of course. For hearing things deep in the forest. Quite important. Very good skill when lumberjacks are about. You've got to be ready to pounce on one. There we go. So we're going to call this one our flat color one cat. And I guess we'll go ahead and give her some shading as well. Shading, since we found something that sort of works. It's not, I'm sure there are better ways to do it, but I rather like what we came up with. And this one is, we're just going to keep it that nice big. Actually, we're going to make it even bigger than that, I think. I'm going to give it maybe like a 200. Make it really big and sweeping this time. Or I could push that button that I always hit, and that's great. I do love that. It's wonderful when that happens. Might actually have to go back and redo this one because I have less to work with in the shade department than I did on the other one. Maybe not, we'll see. Underneath her neck should also have some bit of shading, I think. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, y'all. I'm just guessing as I go. I do know that right in here is going to be, going to have a little bit right here. That's pretty good. So on this number, what we'll do is we want that contiguous, and then clean it up that way. But for up here, we'll have to do it by hand. But we've got this nice clean line right here to fix it with, and that's all right. We'll see. We'll see. Bring it back up because it's not very good. What's happening? Size this gray. I've got to match it too. No, on my cat, he doesn't have that sort of. No, on my cat, he doesn't have that sort of muzzle in the same way. And I think right here, actually, I think we're just going to leave the shadow behind her paw and not have it on the rest. It still gives some depth. It's not great, but I think it's all right. 200, the other side that we don't want. Now come in with a nice clean eraser on the side. Kind of like the look of the shot, but some drop frames tonight. Stream disconnected. Am I back? Kind of stream disconnected. Am I back? Kind of alert for that, I guess. Alright, so we are going to, like I said already, but we need to go back to our branding folder and come here. There's our one cat. Here we go. Open that up. Don't clean it up when I know I should. Because sometimes I wind up realizing, oh no, I've broken something horrifically. Oh, I see. Okay, come back. We will. Thank you. That's much better. Okay. And do. I know. Can you please? Thank you. You know, I didn't say just the flat color shaded color. But if I'm being honest with you, I can't be bothered tonight. I just can't do it. And also, I think my internet's crapping out a bit, which is a shame. But I got through a lot more than I was expecting to do tonight. So I guess that's just as good a place as any. And I might actually just get back on later and game a bit because I can. For everyone, you all, thank you for showing up. You all, thank you for showing up.